What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I hope everybody's having a great day. And today we're doing another budget gaming PC build. So I'll tell you about that here in a second. This one is trying to hit a certain budget for a friend of mine. Well, a friend of a friend. They're trying to get into gaming, but their budget's like $350 max. So I'll show you what I got and what I got it for. So that way you guys can keep a lookout for it. Maybe build something for yourself, that kind of thing. But yeah, let's jump into it. All right, so starting off with the case, it's a Orbis. Not really familiar with it. I found it on Amazon. It was 50 bucks, and it comes with four light up fans and a real tempered glass side panel. So I figured that was pretty cool. It's got like the removable mesh top and, you know, nothing crazy. Basic MATX case. As for the motherboard, it's an Asus. I don't remember the exact model number on this one. It's nothing fancy. But we are going with an Intel i5-7400. So it's got a little age on it, but it still should be able to play basically any modern games and be fine. We only are going with a single stick of 8 gigabytes of, I believe it's, 2133 DDR4 RAM. So they do have room to expand. They got 4 slots on this motherboard, but you know, their budget only allows for 8 gigs at the moment. And we're going with a Sapphire RX 470 4 gigabyte GPU. So this only has, or actually, hold on, this might not be a 470. This is a 578 gig, my bad, because the 470s that I had only had one display. This one actually has DisplayPort, HDMI, and DVI out. So a 578 gig, that pushes their budget ever so slightly. Not bad. And then we're just going to be slapping probably a Thermaltake 500 watt smart, you know, nothing special power supply in there. As for storage, I'm waiting to hear back from them, but basically with their budget, we're limited to about 120 to 240 gig SSD, so I'm not sure on that. And the only thing that he did have to have is a little Wi-Fi dongle. So I told him he can just order one on Amazon. They're like $5-10 bucks, and you can just plug it in the USB. But I always recommend trying to use Ethernet because you just get a much better experience. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and slap this bad boy together. So if you enjoy time lapses, here we go. All right, so that's the basic build minus the actual storage drive. So I am going to put the SSD, but it's going to be hidden down there in the hard drive cage. So I'm not going to put the back cover on because I still need to access that. But I did want to fire it up and see what all these fans look like. And I didn't even realize it has 2 non-light up fans up there. So this is the first power up. Let's see what it does. Oh, nothing. Gonna turn the switch on. There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, she looking like Snazzy. It ain't a bad looking little build. See, you could spend a little bit more and put a RGB cooler and some RGB RAM, and this thing would really light up well, especially being that it has an actual like tempered glass side panel. This is a really good looking case for the money. So I'm going to take you guys upstairs and have you see the actual budget for everything. And yeah, you can definitely do this yourself. It's super simple, and the only thing you'd need is just a little bit of know-how. But there's plenty of videos out there on the internet showing you how to build a system. It's not rocket science. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so I found most of the parts, and the prices are pretty good on them. So there's the Thermaltake 500 watt. $34.99 right now. Normally these are $44.99, but I want to say these feel like they're always on some kind of sale. The actual case was a Vitro ATX or MATX mid-tower gaming computer, $67. And looking back at it, not a bad deal for what it includes. 4 light up fans, 2 non-light up fans in the top, and it actually draws air through the front, exhausts it through the back, and it exhausts it out the top. So for the money, it ain't a bad case. Going on further, I found one of these CPU motherboard combo deals. So this came with the i5-7400, 8 gigs of RAM, and the motherboard for $99. You don't have to buy this exact CPU, but if you go with at least a quad-core i5 or above, you're pretty much good on playing most of the modern games. It's not going to be a good streaming machine, but it will at least give it enough CPU to game and not have any like bad frame spikes or anything. As for the GPU, I quoted him off of a 4 gigabyte GPU. I ended up including a 8 gigabyte, so he's just getting a bonus there. But $70, and you can go ahead and get yourself an XFX Radeon RX 570 4 gig right now. Buy it now. I actually saw a couple of these a little bit cheaper, but it looked like those were maybe scams. This looked like the first one that wasn't an actual scam. As for a SSD, looks like 15 or 16 bucks can get you a Kingston 120 gig. You can go a little bit cheaper than this, but they were name brands that I did not recognize. And 180,000 ratings, and it's pretty much a 5-star. Can't really argue that. Budget, good, pretty much little decent drives. The total for this came out basically right at about 300 bucks once you figure tax up. So I ended up charging him 350, so I didn't really make much, made about 50 bucks on this, but it gets him gaming. He's a friend of a friend, so you know, we're not trying to make it rich by any means, just trying to make a little bit of extra money and have some fun. It's something that I enjoy, and maybe you guys can too. So if you're looking to build a computer and actually start getting into it and play it, this might not be a bad build for you. And obviously you can change out and swap different parts if you want to go with a different GPU, that kind of thing, but this would give you a solid base to work from, and it leaves you room to upgrade on your CPU. You can go up to an i7 in this generation, and obviously you can go to a stronger GPU. You can add more RAM to it. You can go to a bigger SSD. Lots and lots of options. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to hold y'all up. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Adios.